What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Kiwan, and I am back with Belle Collective Season 8, Episode 3, Mother-in-Law in Order. Before I start, y'all make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Click the notification bell button so you can be updated on every video. Make sure y'all like the video so I can stay in the algorithm. Y'all, I am on my way to 1K. Shout out to the new subscribers I have gotten today. Welcome, y'all. Welcome to people. Okay? It's a little hood around here, okay? But come on in, enjoy. I hope y'all like my channel. Alright? Yeah. So, what are we doing? Belle Collective. Okay. Again, I'm so back behind y'all. After I got 3 videos today. So I don't know what y'all gonna get tomorrow. Just keep your notification bells on so we can be, videos will be dropping. Yeah, just keep your bell on. Keep your bell on, okay? Keep that bell on. All right, y'all. Belle Collective. So y'all remember the episode picked up last week's episode picked up with Letitia calling Glendale. She got mad at what's her name? Selena, because Selena told her that Glendale went to go see a divorce attorney. And she leaves. She calls Glendale. She was like, what is this, all of this about you? And I'm not verbatim, y'all, just paraphrasing. You're going to see a divorce attorney. You told Mike that, you what's up? Why you didn't tell me? Are you divorcing me? Ma'am, I don't like you. I really don't. God knows I don't like you. Okay? I want to like you. I really want to re-like you again. However, and I did say anything pertaining to you and Glendale, I don't care anymore. But I just want to say this little tidbit. If this man is divorcing you, if he decides he want to divorce you, ma'am, that ain't nothing but a blessing in disguise. All the pain that this man has caused you, and he continues to cause you. Now, I don't know if he's doing anything now. I don't know, but Glendale is never to be trusted. So I just wouldn't be like, it kind of felt like you was begging, in my opinion. But, it is what it is. So he lets her know, I want to go see an attorney about the post-nup, since you want to have a post-nup. Like, it's just tit for tat at this point, and I feel like it's childish. And he was like, I just wanted to cover my assets. What asset? Glenn, what do you have? Glendale, what do you have? Tell me. Okay, because I can kind of see Latrice, and I can see this from Latrice and what's his name, Cliff. I can see this from Carrie and Matt, because they got little money. They got not only little money, they got money. Okay? You want to protect your assets. What do you have, Glendale? I'll wait, but whatever. Fine. If you say you got stuff and you trying to protect it, fine, Glendale. Fine. Okay? But in my opinion, these two could actually go to hell. And another thing, the fact that Letitia is emotionally shaking like booty meat because she feel like that nigga possibly may leave her is some crazy work, y'all. That is some crazy work. Like, what are we doing? Letitia decides again that she wants to be the perpetual victim, but we're gonna let her. Okay? I guess Glendale should have had a conversation. Now, I do agree with Letitia. You decided you wanted to tell Mike, because I feel like you did that because you didn't want to tell Letitia yourself. You knew Mike was going to go tell Selena, and you knew Selena was going to tell Letitia. So you didn't have to do the hard work. Again, Glendale, you ain't slick. You just real raggedy. Okay? Anyway, Cliff visit, and Miss Gloria go eat. Okay, Miss Gloria needed to talk with Cliff. Okay, about her grown ass daughter. Okay, but I like Miss Gloria. I do. I love Miss Gloria, as a matter of fact. So Cliff was like, we didn't have to use subtitles this time. Cliff said that Miss Gloria was straightforward and, basically she's going to speak her mind. She like me. We old school, fine. So Miss Gloria is concerned because Latrice is putting off her surgery. She tells Cliff Latrice thinks he don't listen to her. Cliff was like, no. I do listen to her. It's when I don't agree with her, then Latrice thinks that I'm not listening. And now I can kind of see that. And I love Latrice. I can kind of see that based on the episode they had at the end of this. Based on the conversation they had at the end of this episode about having a baby. Latrice is saying that she still wants to have a baby. Cliff said, I'm 56 years old and I'm not having any more kids. Basically, he asked her 10 years ago. I remember when the Bells first came on. I remember he asked her in season 1. She kept saying no. She was like, I don't know. She kept putting it off. She wasn't ready. And I think she was just wanted to be more secure in her business. And I wasn't mad at her for that. Like, if you're not ready, you're just not ready. But on the other side of that coin, this is what happens when you marry somebody that's 20 years your senior, and you marry a woman that's young or career driven. The time you want her to have kids and she's booming in her career, she's not going to stop to have kids. And for me, I'm okay with people doing that. I want to be career driven. I want to have my money and all of the things so I can have, hold on, Ava, move. I can have what I need in order to take care of our family. So it is two sides of it. I can see both sides. I can see Cliff, I can see Latrice's side, but I also understand that this is what happens when you date somebody older. And this is what happens because major life-changing events like that, once he gets to an older age or she gets at an older, gets older, they're not going to want to have kids, especially if they already had kids or if they didn't have kids at the allotted time. Then they're going to be like, no, I'm not having none. I'm not going to be at this age trying to run behind a child changing a diaper. So I'm not really mad at that. Anyway, Cliff said with Gloria and Latrice, it's 2 against 1. And then when the baby come, it's going to be 3 against 1. Cliff, please. Cliff said he want to travel, but not to Disney World. Okay? Cliff said get out his face. All right? Cliff said he ain't changing no diapers. He ain't about the whole homeschool. He ain't doing a damn thing. Okay? Because he don't want no damn children. Okay? Cliff does believe that Latrice will be a great mom. But I'm not mad at Latrice. I'm not mad at Cliff. But I do question if Latrice really, really wants a baby. And I feel bad for saying that. And I feel bad for questioning, even sitting here asking that question of that woman. Like, I feel like I'm overstepping, just as a viewer. And so, but I'm not mad at Cliff. I'm not mad at Cliff for not wanting a child. But like Latrice said, if you don't want to give me a child, I got to get it by any means necessary. So that means if I go out and get a child, what does that mean? So now Latrice is now in a tough spot. So, I feel like there are many ways that Latrice can still have Cliff's baby with Cliff's sperm. I just don't feel like she should be stifled to have a baby either. If you don't want to be a part of the baby's life, then, out you probably should go. So, y'all, in the next scene, we get Marie and her date Carlos. Y'all know he won the competition, the speed dating thing or whatever last week. Um, Let me say this: Carlos has beautiful teeth. Okay, and he tells Latrice, she was like, "What are your intentions with Marie?" And he was like, "I want to know Marie in a special way." Sir, what is that? Okay, don't come up here being nasty, Mr. Aerotech, Aerospace, sir. Anyway, Marie came in with all her titties out. Okay, I just didn't like her hair, but the dress was cute. It was, she was giving va boom. The wig, I think that was a wig, but it was okay. But it just, I really like her hair in a confessional with the brown outfit. I really, really like that. I really think that is so fitting. And whoever did her hair in a confessional, y'all did a great job. Like, I like that. I like that so much. Okay, as the girl who was the residential short hair queen. Okay. Anyway, the little man is cute. All right, he cute. Marie, listen. I don't know if it's the lashes. I don't know if you're nervous, but you blink a whole hell of a lot. Okay, you was just blink, 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 blink. Okay, and you seem nervous, but I get it. It's a first date. Everything seemed awkward until we found out that Mr. Carlos can sing. Okay, he said, "Pretty lady, you so fine, and you smell so sweet. I love the way you sexy me." Y'all know I can't sing. He said, "The way you rolling nice and slow." That's what he said, okay? That's what he said. "You keep me coming back for more. Oh, baby, you got that juice. Yeah, you got that juice." Baby Marie said, "I guess I got that juice." I guess you do, Juicy. Okay? Okay, Juicy. Anyway, we get a flash of Cedric singing "Happy Birthday" to Marie. Y'all, I know a lot of people don't like Cedric. I did. I just didn't like him for Marie. I always felt like Cedric was comic relief for me, especially this little 0.5 season they had last year. But I just felt like Cedric was comic relief for me. Anyway, Carlos asked Marie what was her deal breaker. She said lies and deception, because she had to deal with all that with raggedy ass Cedric. Okay? And so she said, they talk about how, no, I'm sorry, because I did I shortened this part down. So they talk about deal breakers and deception and loyalty and all of the things. So Marie said, I can't sit here and say, "Oh, you're the one." I'm still trying to get to know you. I am dating other people. I am just, like not in a space where, I'm just like, "Oh, you're the one." I can't say for sure that I'm into you. This is just our first date. I need to really see different sides of you, and I need to continue to communicate with you in order to see where we can go from here. Because I think he asked Marie, like, "Do you see yourself?" Like, I think he said, "Do you see yourself? Do you see us growing?" And Marie was like, I can't say that right now." And I'm glad she answered that question like that, because most times you have people who will be like, "Oh yeah, I can see." Ma'am, y'all stop. Don't do that. Okay, don't do that. If you do not know them, it is okay to say, "I can't foresee anything right now. I really need to get to know you. I need to see what you're about. Just like I need you to see who am I." That's you not moving too fast. That is you putting a boundary around yourself and putting a, okay? Let's just get to know each other. That's it. All right? All right. So we go down to the coast, okay, with Mama Eleanor, Carrie, and Mama Marlene. Okay, because Mama Marlene came with her cut, and she was acting the damn food. Okay, Matt, get your mama. Get your mama. Okay, because you can't be coming in this lady's house being disrespectful. Okay, let me tell y'all, I liked the mamas. I actually love how Mama Eleanor and Mama Marlene actually get along. Like, she walked in the door, she was like, they hugged, and she was like, it was almost like Marlene and Eleanor are just besties. It's just that Marlene has this expectation for Carrie to be like her. She wants Carrie to treat Matt the way Mama Eleanor treated her husband, and that's just not Carrie. You cannot instill that in Carrie. Her mom taught her to go out and get the things that you need. This is what she learned in her home, and you can't come and say, well, you're neglecting my son, because the truth of the matter is Matt is telling you one thing, but he's telling his wife something else. And that's just what it sounds like, this whole conversation. That's why I was glad Carrie clocked Matt. But then he tried to backpedal a little bit when, when they were sitting outside talking in the next scene. But anyway, Mama Marlene asked Carrie, she came in with all judgment. All judgment. She came in, she was like, where's your bra? That lady breast is, she ain't got nothing like me. Mine's probably should be here, but they all, y'all see, they all the way down here. They all the way down here. Okay? Don't ask me what my bride, because that hat somewhere. Okay, that hat is somewhere. I'm just saying, if I was in the house. Anyway, she was like, did you cook? Because she was saying she was cooking for the kids. And I think this is when Mama Marlene kind of alluded to her not cooking all the time. And so she was like, so does it look like your son missing any meals? And so she was like, yeah, he looks like he's missing a few meals. And she was like, what are you doing for my son? Mama Marlene thinks Carrie is always gone. And Carrie was like, I'm literally managing 3 restaurants. I'm a brand ambassador. So she ran down her resume, but I also understand, how are you doing all of that and balancing things out? But if this is what she's doing and there is no issue over here and nothing is rocky over here, then it makes no sense for Mama Marlene to come in and to shake the shit up over here. They have a system, and obviously the system is working for them. It is very obvious that Matt isn't liking this system, and I'm thinking with his job change, I don't know if he's going to be gone often, so now I'm thinking he has this expectation for Carrie to be home. And it's like, how is it that you get back in your career choice and Carrie has to stop her life? Like, I just, it's a lot. And yeah. Anyway, she tells Carrie that, she tells Carrie that you're living your life for 4 other people. And I was like, whoa. No, I think that's unfair. And I really think that that's not okay to place that on Carrie's shoulders. Like, are you telling Matt this? Is Matt living his life for Carrie? Because he's going to say absolutely not. But there's this expectation for Carrie to show up for Matt and her children. Yeah. And Carrie, she said in her confessional how Matt's mom wants her to be a Stepford wife. And Carrie was like, I'm not built like that. And I get it. But as she stated, it's fine over there. The only time they have issues is when they talk about Marlene and when they talk about the money. And I think mainly when they talk about that business, that one business that keeps hemorrhaging. Y'all know my New Orleans. Okay, my New Orleans, I gotta stop blaming my New Orleans for a lot of stuff. Okay. It's taking a lot of money from out of her pocket. So yeah. Anyway, Carrie said that she won't just be catering to her husband and her kids. And again, I really believe that Matt is telling his mom these things, and his mom is relaying these Matt's concerns to Carrie. Well, Matt, why can't you share this with your wife? By you telling your mom going to Carrie, you're causing more of a triangulation between those two women. Could you not do that? We had to deal with that with JJ. Okay? Thank you. So we get Marie, Tambra, and Latrice. I enjoy those three together because, again, like Marie said in her confessional, there was a time that if you ever told Marie that you had to go sit with them, she would never do it. And they wouldn't do it either. It's funny, without Letitia being around, the group is not in shambles. Meaning, we don't need this messy ass lady like that. But we'll keep it going. Marie tells the girls about her date, and then Tambra asks Latrice about the fibroid surgery. Latrice is going to put it off for a couple weeks, and then she wants to do that so she can focus on next having a baby. Marie was like, girl, yeah, okay, you really need to be worried about those blood clots before you even think about having a baby. And I agree with Marie. I feel like Latrice's priorities are just focus on his baby. I also feel like low-key, nope, I'm not gonna say it. I just feel like she needs to get her health together first before adding a baby in the mix, and being able to balance out motherhood, being able to have those things. You have the money, but your businesses take a lot of your time. Are you going to have a time for your businesses and the baby? So anyway, Latrice, they talk about the Letitia and Glendale situation. No. Latrice asked Tambra, listen, since I'm trying to have a baby and you have London Simone, I was wondering if you can allow me and Cliff, me and my husband, to watch London Simone, and we can put her in the jacuzzi. Latrice, hell no. The fact that you want to put a toddler in a jacuzzi makes me really question you. You're not a great babysitter. You don't know how to cook. Girl. Like, ma'am, no thank you. And Tambra damn near jumped out of that wig she had on. No ma'am. I can't even see Tambra allowing you to keep her baby. If anything, Tambra is going to call you every 15 minutes. And she's only going to be gone for 45 of those minutes. If she ever let you keep. Yeah. I think it's going to be a no-go for Tam Tam. So, the ladies talk about the Letitia and Glendale situation. And, what's her name? Marie feels like Marie felt like Selena should have taken this directly to Letitia, and she shouldn't have told the ladies, or she shouldn't have said it in a group setting. Well, that should have been the same thing. That grace should have still been extended to Selena when Letitia's messy ass brought everything to the group. Or I thought it was Carrie that brought that Mike situation, that baby and that Mike situation to the group. Anyway, drop it down in the comments because I totally forgot. Anyway, why is it, and that's another thing, why is it that everybody has to protect Letitia? She doesn't protect anybody. So again, whatever energy you have been putting out since season 1, you get back what you put out. She's been doing a lot of grimy stuff, you along with her, except you have seen the light. For some reason, this heifer still haven't seen it. Okay? Anyway, Latrice and Timber felt like, it wasn't, they was like, listen, when Selena came to us, it wasn't like that. She came just to have a conversation. We wasn't being messy or nothing like that. However, we do talk amongst this group, so it really just wasn't nothing. She felt like it wasn't nothing wrong with it, and Glendale should have went to his wife and not went to Mike. So, two things can be true. When Letitia was over at Selena's house, Selena should have told her then, but she didn't. Why? Because all is fair in Belle Collective. Remember that? All right. And Glendale, you knew what you were doing. I still feel like, and I'm going to stand on this because I don't like Glendale and I don't trust Glendale. So, I feel like you purposely planted that seed in Mike so Mike can tell what's her name? Can tell Selena, and Selena can bring it to Letitia so you don't have to. You don't have to. You already know your wife ain't leaving you. So you should have just told her. Anyway, Glendale should have told Letitia. But because he's grimy, he wasn't, and he didn't. Anyway, Matt and Carrie have a conversation. Matt has finally started his new company. He said maybe after 5 years, everything should be picking up and all of the things, because y'all know when a new business, it takes some years for everything to pick up when you constantly work your business. So Carrie, she comes out with her red lipstick, her red onesie, okay, her bodysuit. I was like, okay, Miss Carrie. So she goes sit down, talks to Matt about his mama. All right. So Matt, I'm going to say this. Your mother did not come with advice. Your mother came with judgment. I feel like, Matt, you started your new company and your wife already has her companies. So I'm just trying to figure out, what is it that you want from Carrie? Like, what is it? Do you want her to stay home? So Carrie tells Matt, the seed that his mama tried to plant, it absolutely gave that you've been talking to your mom. And so he was like, nah, my mom's critique is her personal opinion. Matt, we have footage of you telling your mom, well, I've been trying to get Carrie to slow down, and maybe if you talk to her, maybe if you give her your expertise, knowing your mom don't really fool with, seem like your mom don't really fool with Carrie like that. I think your mom likes Carrie, but your mom don't really with Carrie. But there's the footage of you sending your mom to do what you need to do the work, the conversation you should have had with your wife. That's all I'm saying. I think you want Carrie to be Marlene, and Carrie is not Marlene. And I think Marlene has a frustration. I don't think she's directly mad at Carrie. I do think that there are some women who spent a lot of time doing things that they didn't want to do, but they had to do it because they were being taken care of. So I kind of do think that Marlene has some resentment, but I think you're placing it on Carrie. You're projecting it over here with Carrie. I think you're low-key kind of mad at Carrie because she's living a free life with her husband, with her kids, having a family, and she's able to do the things she want to do in this life. And I think there's a part of you that wanted to do that. Hence why you have this haircut that you have. Because I'm pretty sure when you were married, you couldn't do that. I mean, I don't know if her husband is still around, but I don't know if he's here or he went on to be with the Lord. But judging what we see today, and you're beautiful and you look beautiful and your hair is beautiful, but judging of what we see today, yeah, you're now in a space where you can now operate how you want to operate because your kids are grown. You're not tied down to anybody. But then you see Carrie, you feel like Carrie should be the person that you had to be, and that's not her. And a part of you resents that. And you don't resent Carrie. I think you resent yourself. And I hope that makes sense, y'all, because y'all know I be rambling and shit. All right? So Cliff and Latrice. Okay? She tells Cliff about the Glendale and Letitia situation. And Cliff tells Latrice he don't want to have a baby. He don't want to pay for a nanny. He feel like, she should have been ready 10 years ago. Cliff, you cannot do that, or you cannot say that. You know what that lady was trying to do, and you know she was trying to fulfill her goal. I do feel like 10 years ago when she was trying to fulfill her goal, I do feel like a part of you was jealous and you wanted to hold her down with a baby so she won't be great. But that is just my personal opinion. And now, since she's fulfilled her greatness and her goals, you now, sir, don't want to have a baby. But I also understand because you're 56. But again, this is what happens when you marry somebody 10, 20 years older than you. They don't want to have a baby. Okay? Anyway, I'm telling y'all, I truly understand Cliff when let me tell y'all, my tubes been clipped and burned for over 20 years. Okay? I don't have no desire for no children. I want to take the next step to really ensure that, that I don't have kids. Like now, I'm in a place where I'm very, I'm not even venturing in that type of stuff. But if I do, or when I do, I want to be truly sure that I don't, become that 1%. Okay, I will be really upset. Okay, I'm just saying, I just don't. Anyway, Latrice was like, well, my husband, and it annoys me when Latrice sometimes act like you start to act like you a little delayed and you keep acting like your husband is playing. She was like, my husband keep talking about a vasectomy and I don't feel like he's not playing. Ma'am, I wouldn't be surprised if your husband had not already gotten a vasectomy 10 years ago when he asked you for the baby and you didn't want to get the baby. And so there is a part of me that feels like Cliff, when he got it done years ago, when you denied him of a baby, in order so we can be here. We're here. So now that you want a baby, I'm not giving you no baby. And he makes it very clear. I think he went and got a vasectomy. I think you know about it. I think that this is just a storyline. I don't think you want kids. But I think you want a baby. I think you want a baby. I just have questions. Anyway, I really think you need to clock in. If you really aren't sure, I really think it's time for you to really clock in and take your husband seriously, in my opinion. If you hear him saying it, this is him being serious. You've been with this man for a long time and you know when he's joking and you know when he's not. Cliff didn't crack a smile each time he said it. This wasn't the first time he said it. This was actually the second time he said it. And he didn't say it. He didn't smile. You want to think he's playing because you want him to be playing. That's not how that works. He's dead ass. I really believe Cliff got a vasectomy. And I do feel like he's gotten one. She doesn't know about it. And he might have got one while he went on his trip overseas. I think he got it. I swear to God, I think Cliff got a vasectomy. Anyway, we find out they still hunching every other day. I guess, child, we need to know that. Anyway, she was like, well, what if I go out? What if I go out and have a baby? And he was like, well, what if I go get that attorney's number from Glenn? I was like, ooh, girl, y'all is messy. Why would you say that? See, this is what I'm talking about, Latrice. This right here. This. And so she was like, oh, okay, bet. If you go get that, you do what you need to do, I'm going to do what I need to do. But again, I don't know, y'all. I don't know. This is why the episode ended. I don't know. What do y'all think? Drop down in the comments. Is Cliff wrong? Is Latrice wrong? Who's right? Who's wrong? What did y'all think about Marie's date? What did y'all think about that song? What did y'all think about the episode? I thought the episode was cute. What did y'all think about the conversation between Matt and Carrie and Mama Marlene and Carrie? Like, I feel like Mama Marlene be overstepping, but I don't know. Drop it down in the comments and let me know. Next week it's gonna be another ghetto mess. So come back. Not next week. Friday. I just saw the clip for Friday. It's gonna be crazy. So yeah, that is all I got. That is all I have. Yeah, I don't have no announcements or anything like that, but this is your girl Q1 reminding you to keep showing up, keep growing, stay true to yourself, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.